morning and welcome to the Ready, Set, Hike Show. Chargers fans, it's draft day. And I can't tell you enough about how excited I am to finally figure out exactly what Tom Telesco and the Chargers plan to do with that 17th pick. I know we've all been thinking about it. I know we've all been running scenarios through our mind. But today is the day we finally figure out what we're going to do with the 17th pick. I'm going to run through one last mock draft to just kind of throw it out there of what I think is going to happen, my final mock draft. Please feel free in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my mock draft. We're going to get started here. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to go round 1, pick 17. I'm going Jordan Davis out of Georgia. 6'6", 341 pounds, monster of a guy. Runs fast. I really think the benefit of Jordan Davis is he can eat up some double teams, which is now going to allow Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack to have more one-on-one opportunities to get to the quarterback. And I think that's a huge plus. And I'm not taking anything away from Sebastian Joseph Day or Austin Johnson. I think they're both going to be very good defensive linemen as well. I just think Jordan Davis is such a freak of nature with his size and his speed that they're going to have to pay attention to him, and he's going to eat up some double teams, which is going to allow Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack to get to the quarterback more often than not. I'm calling it the Bosa-Mack attack this year. So I would like to see Jordan Davis in a Chargers uniform with round 1, pick 17. With that being said, though, I do believe there's a few different options at 17. I think Devin Lloyd would be a great pick. I think Trent McDuffie would be a great pick. I think we could go Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson would be another good pick. But I do believe we should continue to focus on that defense, which Tom Telesco kind of made reference that he plans to continue to focus on the defense in round 1 when he had that interview with Haley Elwood a couple days ago. So I do believe it winds up being a defensive pick. There's some people out there that would like to see wide receiver. I can understand that if Jamison Williams drops or Drake London dropped a little bit, and now that could become tempting at that point in time. Even Chris Olave, another great wide receiver. I don't think we need to pick wide receiver in round 1. I think we should continue to focus on the defense at that point in time. And with that being said, I have a sleeper wide receiver in round 4 that I think would be a huge pickup for us. 4 or 5, I think he could go. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into round 2. I said round 2. That's right. So we traded our second round pick this year for Khalil Mack. I think we need to discuss that as part of our draft process. I think this is a huge pickup for us. I think Khalil Mack is going to be a monster. And if you told me at the beginning of the year that we were going to get a guy with Khalil Mack's ability in round 2, I would have been thrilled. I am thrilled. 76.5 sacks, 23 forced fumbles. And in the last 6 years, he's been ranked in the NFL top 25 players. And we got him with our second round pick. Sign me up. Let's go, Khalil Mack. I mean, this is a slam dunk. I mean, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. This is going to be quarterback's worst nightmares this upcoming year. I'm very excited about the Khalil Mack trade. I think Tom Telesco killed that, and I think he knows that. Let's get into round 3. Here's where I think we start to focus on the offensive line a little bit, add a little depth to the position. I got Jamaree Salyer. I probably butchered that name. I'm sorry, but Georgia kid. He is the Elton Jenkins of the Packers. He plays every position on the line. He played left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. He only allowed 1 sack during his college career, and he played in a lot of games. So he's durable, plays all positions. I think he could be a very valuable addition to us in the 3rd round. A lot of people think we need to go O-line in the 1st round. I don't. I think our O-line is a lot better than people give us credit for. We allowed the 6th fewest sacks last year, and we threw the 2nd most passes. So I don't think our O-line is as bad as people make it out seem to be. I know we got eaten alive, Storm Norton did, by Max Crosby, and a lot of people kind of hanging on that idea. But at the end of the day, I think Storm Norton's played 1 extra year now. He played 93% of the snaps last year. So I think he's going to develop into a better player. So with that being said, I do understand we need to add depth, and that's why I have us taking this guy in the 3rd round. Let's move on to let me touch on one other guy in the 3rd round that I think we could take as an offensive lineman too, as an alternative, is Sean Ryan out of UCLA. Played tackle, but I think he would slide into a guard position for us. and he would be another good pick here at round 3, pick 79. I think he's a great player as well, and solid, and would probably be a day 1 starter in that case too. Both of these guys would. On to round 4, I go O-line one more time. Round 4, pick 123. I take Logan Bruss out of Wisconsin, 6'5", 309 pounds. Another guy who plays multiple positions. He played right guard and right tackle at Wisconsin. Only allowed 1 sack. Now, he's more of a run blocking type guy. Wisconsin doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, so I understand that. But it adds more depth to our offensive line. And this is why I think we don't need to take an offensive lineman in round 1. I think there's plenty of guys that we could pick in round 3 and 4 that are going to be serviceable players that will solve the same solution. I think our O-line is better than people think, is what I'm getting at. So on to round 5, pick 160. This is my guy. This is the sleeper of the draft. I think this kid is an absolute superstar. He went unnoticed playing at Baylor. Unfortunately, didn't have the greatest quarterback there at Baylor. No disrespect to him, but he's going to have Justin Herbert throwing him the ball now. His name's Tyquan Thornton, 6'2", 181 pounds. He ran an unofficial 40 time at the combine of 4.21. Later was said to be 4.28. Nonetheless, he's an absolute burner. The big difference with him, though, is he's a burner who can catch the ball. If you watch this kid's highlights and clips, the kid can catch the football. He made some incredible catches on the sideline, gets both feet in. He makes catches in the end zone. He runs away from defenders. I think him and Herbert could be a dynamic duo. And with us already having Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, I don't think we need to waste a first-round pick on a wide receiver. And I'm not saying those first-round receivers aren't elite players. They probably are. But if we can get this kid in the 5th or 6th round, or 4th or 5th round ultimately, I think then we can utilize that first-round pick for a defender, which could help make that defense that much better. So I would be thrilled if we wound up with Tyquan Thornton at the end of the draft. I would be very excited, to be honest. So next guy I got going in round 6, pick 195. It's time to get Austin Ekeler some relief, right? He can't just keep carrying the ball every single play, catching the ball every play. We need to get a guy in there who can take a little pressure off of him. So Brian Robinson Jr. out of Alabama, 6'2", 225 pounds. He breaks tackles and he scores touchdowns. So I think this would be a great addition to our team. I think it would allow Ekeler to have a little bit more rest. He's a straight ahead guy. He's not the fastest player on the field, but he's going to get you 3-4 yards every time he touches the ball. So I think we put him in our backfield, and I think we're doing a great job. With that being said, I think there's another guy at this position we could take too if he's not there. His name's Hassan Haskins out of Michigan. Has similar size as Brian Robinson has, and would be another great player, I think, at that position. So, and he's probably going to be there round 6, pick 195 as well. So I think we got to take one of those two guys. On to round 6, pick 214. I think this guy's a fan favorite. Matt Araiza, punter out of San Diego State. I know the Chargers have interviewed him a couple times. I think this is a guy that a lot of the fan base really would like to see on our team. And boy, does he have a big leg. He had 2 80-yard punts this past season and 18 60-yard punts. He set the NCAA record for the most 60-plus yard punts. He won the Ray Guy Award. He's the best punter in the draft. There's no doubt about it. I think we get him here in round 6, pick 214. By the end of the preseason, I think he takes J.K. Scott's job because he's going to be cheaper, and we sign him for a longer-term deal. So I think this guy would be a great pick for us. We got a lot of picks in round 6 and 7. There's no reason not to use one on a punter. I think Pat McAfee would be very happy to hear that a punter is getting drafted in the NFL this year, especially to his old Tom Telesco who drafted him. So I think this is a killer pick right here. So on to pick round 7, pick 236. I got the Chargers taking Jack Sanborn out of Wisconsin. Smart kid. Football IQ like none other. He's played a lot of snaps, makes lots of tackles. He's more of a run stopper than coverage guy, but he's got huge IQ. He's going to be a special teams player ultimately at the end of the day. And then hopefully develop into a middle linebacker that we could use on our team. I think this would be a great pick. Look, we have a lot of 6th and 7th round picks. We've got to pick some guys and hope that they can turn into developmental type players. And hopefully we hit on a couple guys that become superstars for us. Next, we got another round 7 pick. Round 7, pick 254. The Chargers recently had a Zoom interview with him. Mykael, Wright, out of Oregon. Defensive back / kick returner. 5'11", 173. That's his one flaw is his size. Going up against bigger wide receivers, he's been overmatched in the past, and that's why he's dropped to more of a 7th round type guy. I think he's another developmental guy, though. You put him around J.C. Jackson and Derwin James and Asante Samuel Jr., and you let him kind of develop a little bit and get that killer mentality. And I think he could be a good, serviceable player. And I believe with his kick returning ability, that gives him another extra edge, too. So I'd like to see the Chargers pick him. I think they will. I think they had an interview with him for a reason. So that's my round 7, pick 254. We got round 7, pick 255. We picked back-to-back. This is one of my favorite players late in the draft. His name's Deven Thompkins out of Utah State. 5'8", 155 pounds. He had 104 catches last year, 1,722 yards. Plus, he took a few kick returns to the house. He's just an elite player overall. Every time he touches the ball, he scores a touchdown, it seems like. So this is another guy that I just think we got to take a flyer on and see what he can do and develop him into a great player. Last pick of the draft for us, Chargers. I have him picking a quarterback, Brock Purdy out of Iowa State, 6'1", 212 pounds. He's durable. He's played a lot of football at Iowa State, played 3 seasons there. Didn't turn the ball over a whole lot. I just think this is a guy, he's going to be a 3rd stringer / practice squad guy. Maybe take Easton's 6th job. And Chase Daniels this guy's not competing with Chase Daniel right now. This is just a serviceable guy that we can have for the practice squad / 3rd stringer. With that being said, I'm very excited about what the Chargers have to come in this draft. I think we're going to make some good picks, and I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, let's go bold up, baby. Woohoo!